Good evening and welcome to tonight's special education terminology matchup, FAPE versus LRE, brought to you by Spedhelper.org. In the ring today, we have FAPE facing off against LRE. These two titans of special education terminology from IDEA will face off to see which is the most important. Now in this corner, we have FAPE, the reigning champion. FAPE, a free and appropriate public education, is at the heart of special education and the law, IDEA, that regulates special education at the federal level. FAPE is the promise that we make to students and their families when we offer them services. Now in this corner, we have LRE, fighting to win the title of most important in special education. Least restrictive environment, or LRE as it prefers to be called, tells us where students' special education services will be delivered. It is the where to FAPE's what. Now round one, the definition matchup. With 4 words in its name, FAPE comes in the heavyweight here. Word 1, free, means that students will receive their services at no cost to their families, aka at public expense. A, appropriate, means that the services will be enough to help students make some progress. And taken together, PE, public education, means that students will be able to receive services through a state-accredited public school. Now, coming in at only 3 letters, LRE is the underdog. But taken together, its letters pack a punch. A minimally restrictive environment is a general education classroom where a student gets to freely interact with general education peers. A maximally restrictive environment is one like a separate school where there is no opportunity for a student to interact with general education peers. Most classrooms exist somewhere between minimally and maximally restrictive. LRE means that a student should be in the least restrictive environment, aka the one with the most general education peer contact possible for them. Now on to the fight. And it looks like at the end of round 1, FAPE is in the lead. On to round 2, court cases. We're here once again. FAPE comes in as the favorite, the heavyweight in round 2, with court case after Supreme Court case after Supreme Court case, all hashing out exactly what an appropriate education is. Here are 2 of the big ones. In the infamous 1982 Rowley decision, the court ruled that appropriate means some benefit from education, not maximal benefit. Then in 2017, in the Andrews case, the court specified, however, that stagnation is not okay. Students need challenging goals and to be pushed to meet them. Chief Justice Roberts wrote that meeting FAPE meant an IEP reasonably calculated to enable a child to make progress in light of the child's circumstances, and that every child should have the chance to meet challenging objectives. So with the Chief Justice weighing in and so many court cases that I have lost track, can LRE really compete? LRE is jumping up and down, moving into the ring, grabbing a microphone. Oh, Oberity, yes. The 1993 Oberity court case, the case that pushed inclusion into the mainstream, pun intended. The most famous line from the case is that inclusion is a right, not a privilege, for a select few. This is when the court finally created a test for when students should be served outside of general education. This is a big one, folks. The school has to show that 1, the student's needs, even with supplementary aids and services, cannot be met in general education or are so disruptive as to significantly impact the learning of other students. Before deciding to serve, the student outside of general education. And 2, even if the team decides that, they still have to show that the student is getting every opportunity possible to spend time in mainstream environments with mainstream peers. This is a big one. The ruling specified that the default placement for all students with disabilities is general education, and anything else requires proof. So coming from behind, LRE has pushed off into a second face-off. And it looks like LRE has won round 2, FAPE round 1, leaving them in a tie for most important in special education. For more on FAPE, LRE, and IEPs, visit spedhelper.org. That's all, folks.